not about you. It's not about where you are coming from. It's not about what you have done right. It's about your acceptance of Christ, and then he does them on the platform of the covenant that he has with Jesus. He does them on the agreement and the covenant that Jesus sealed on the cross. So if I have to be healed, it has nothing to do with me. If I have to be blessed, it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the covenant that Jesus had with God. Can I talk to somebody here? After today, whatever is the benefit and the privileges and the right that Jesus and God entered the covenant for, I command it to enter your life. Word of life, I command it to enter your life. Word of life, I command it to enter your life. Let me hear that amen like a believer. Sit down and hear this, because I want you to pray. Lord, help me here today. As wonderful and as exciting as the privileges are, the benefits are, as wonderful as the reward of these covenants are, if you don't pressurize it, you will not maximize it. As exciting as the benefits of the covenant are, sometimes you sing about it, you dance about it, and yet you don't even know how to maximize it. You call him by his names. They were covenant names that explains his abilities and capabilities when covenant is maximized. That he told you, I am Jehovah Jireh, is a name that explains his ability to honor the covenant when it comes to provision. When he told you, I'm Jehovah Rapha, it is a name to express what is able, capable, available to do when the covenant is maximized. They are not nicknames. If you don't maximize the covenant, a promise of 400 years will become 430. If you don't maximize the covenant, a promise of divine health will not enter your hands. Sicknesses will ravage your body. If you don't maximize the covenant, the promise of protection and divine guidance will not be obvious in your life. Not because God cannot protect you, but because you don't maximize the covenant. If you don't maximize the covenant, the promise of fruitfulness will not be manifested in your life. Barrenness will take over. But ladies and gentlemen, every time a man put God to remembrance, every time a man put pressure on the covenant, like an orange that is squeezed, the juice begins to come out. The benefit begins to come out. The privileges begin to come out. He was the one that told them there shall not be any barren in the land. How comes that a woman like Hannah was barren? As long as she does not understand the intricacies of pressurizing covenant, she was still barren. The day she entered the temple and said, I need my baby now, Labana Katai, a baby was given. If you understand how to pressurize the covenant, God is more willing to do than you are willing to have. Am I talking to somebody here? I need to lay this foundation so that you can understand. So when we go back to the book of Exodus, chapter number 2, verse number 24, the Bible said, suddenly the children of Israel realized that they had a lot of benefit tied to the covenant that they had with their father Abraham, that he has with God, and so they cried. Ladies and gentlemen, the Old Testament is a shadow of the New Testament. So when they cried, I'd like you to go back and look at Exodus and see. The Bible said they cried until God said, I see their pain. I am no Jesus, I can feel the affliction. I am going to arise. If I need to bring a man from the wilderness, he will abandon his profession and come to their rescue. Whatever I need to do, I got to do it now. Friends, by the privilege of that covenant, human beings walk in the wilderness without a change of clothes, but supernaturally be renewed. By the pressure of that covenant, human being walked by foot in the wilderness, and for 40 years there was no record of a swollen leg nor a broken leg, for there was no feeble person among them. By the privilege of that covenant, they walked through the wilderness not minding their enemies, because he suffered no man to do them wrong. He reproved kings for their sake, saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophet. Just by rising up to cry, just by pressurizing the covenant. If in the old covenant, child of God, they had the common sense to pressurize it and saw such privileges and saw such benefits and saw such wonderful rewards, the covenant of Jesus and God is better than Abraham and God. I need to talk to somebody here. I am telling you the truth. You need to know what I'm talking about. If by the old covenant of Abraham and God, Israel lived the 40 years of infirmitylessness. If by the old covenant they walked through a nation that didn't like them but yet couldn't touch them. If by the same old covenant they entered the wilderness without supermarket and they had everything they needed for. If by the old covenant they collected a land that was not theirs, my friend, I deserve more. My friend, hear this. If by the old covenant their clothes did not wear out. In fact, do you know that God had to start reminding them what they enjoyed that they didn't even realize? He said, I took you through the wilderness. Your leg did not swell. Your clothes did not wear out. You were growing. Your palm sandals was growing with you. Am I talking to anybody here? Am I talking to anybody here? On the privileges and the benefit of an old covenant, did Abraham die? Did he shed his blood on the old covenant? How much more by the benefit of the new covenant, where the Son of God had to come and become a man and then wasted his blood for me and then died on the cross? My friend, I deserve to live a better life. I deserve to enjoy better privileges. I deserve to enjoy the benefit. If you understand this, this is the end of the enemy's affliction in your life. This is the end of poverty in your life. This is the end of oppression in your life. Say, here. I need to emphasize this so that when you stand up to pray, you will know you are squeezing something out of something. 20 years ago, on the grounds of this understanding, I told God, if cloth was taken care of for 40 years, my body is precious than a cloth. I don't deserve to be sick. I have no reason to be oppressed. If by the old covenant no man oppressed them, to hell with the witches in my village, to hell who does not like me. He suffer no man to do them wrong. When you understand the privileges and the benefit of the covenant, you will know he became poor that you should be rich. So not to be rich is an abuse of the poverty he went for your sake. If you understand the benefit of the covenant, you will know to be sick is an embarrassment to what he did. By his stripes To be running from witches, from pillar to post. You can't go to your village because somebody didn't like you. You are running because you don't know the privileges, you don't know the benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to be aware of all your enemies. The privilege of the covenant will take care of them before you realize. When Jacob was running from Laban, he was not aware that Laban was after his life. Ladies and gentlemen, when Laban closed in on Jacob, God said to Laban, the man you are pursuing is a dangerous species. In case you see him, don't touch him, don't hurt him, just make an agreement of peace with him, because if you touch him, I will remember what I told his father. Am I talking to somebody? So when you understand the privileges of the covenant, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against you shall be condemned in judgment. It does not matter where they gather, maybe in your office or in your village. If it's against you, they shall surely gather, they shall surely scatter. When they come in one way, they shall flee in 7 ways. When you understand the privileges of the covenant, you will say like David said, the Lord is the light of my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? When my enemies come to devour my flesh, they shall stumble and they shall fall. Somebody shout yeah! Somebody shout yeah! Somebody shout yeah! Somebody say I pray for somebody here. After this morning service, if he died to give you healing, you will live here with your healing. I don't like that amen. Let me hear it again. If he died to protect you and direct you and guide you, angels are still on assignment. No witch has the right to touch your body. By the privileges of the covenant, he hears your cry, he answers your prayer. After this morning service, anywhere you are shortchanged on the benefit and the privilege, I declare, receive your benefits, receive your privileges, receive your benefits. Lift up your hands and shout fire. Shake your body and shout fire. Lift your leg and shout fire. Lift up your right and say, oh God, I pressurize the covenant. It has to produce for me. Say, oh God, I pressurize the covenant. Say, here.